Imagine a browser game, a simple flash-based pirate game, where the winner of the monthly tournament receives a direct bank transfer for 10,000 euros. To win, you had to survive a battle royale against the best players in Europe and America. To lose meant you had wasted months of your life and thousands of real-world dollars on ammunition that evaporated in seconds. Welcome to Seafight. To understand the madness, you have to understand the era, the 2000s, the Wild West of the internet. You went to a website, you logged in, and instantly you were playing. It started innocently. Bigpoint created a loot that was pure behavioral psychology. You sail, you see a glitter, you click. Most of the time you got gold, common currency, but sometimes you found a pearl. Pearls were the Bitcoin of this ocean. Gold could buy you a wooden hull. Pearls bought you power. Pearls bought you elite items. And in the beginning, you could find them for free. This was a grinder's dream. A kid with zero money, but infinite time, could map out the glitter spawns. Wake up at 4 AM and farm enough pearls to compete with the adults. It felt fair. But as a historian will tell you, paradise is just a phase before the war. The free-to-play model is a misnomer. It is actually pay to win. As the game evolved, the developers introduced items that broke the math of the game. The most pivotal was elite ammunition. Every time you pressed the spacebar to fire elite ammo, you were shooting approximately half a cent. That doesn't sound like much, but in a cannon fight, you fire every 3 seconds. A skirmish cost $5. A massive guild war could burn through 500 euros in a single night. The ecosystem shifted. The whales arrived. Businessmen, heirs, people with disposable income who treated the game not as a hobby, but as a dominance simulator. They bought the overpowered items, so they became untouchable gods. This financial pressure changed the social contract. You didn't join a guild for friendship anymore. You joined for financial protection. You needed a sugar daddy in your alliance. Someone rich enough to hold the islands that generated tax revenue for the rest of you. The game ceased to be about skill. It became about budget. When money is on the line, morals disappear. The golden age of Seafight wasn't defined by the shooting. It was defined by the politics. The server alliances were run like organized crime syndicates. And like any crime syndicate, the biggest threat wasn't the police, it was the rat. Espionage became the metagame. Major guilds would plant moles in the rival academies. These spies would play for months. They would gain trust. They would joke on TeamSpeak, share stories, become friends. They were waiting for one specific moment. The island siege. Guild islands were the ultimate prize. They gave buffs, gold and status. Taking one required hours of bombardment and thousands of euros and ammo. Imagine a fleet of 50 ships firing for 2 hours, draining their bank accounts to secure a victory. And then, the TeamSpeak turn, the betrayal. Mid-battle, the mole gives a signal. The spies switch sides. The fleet is decimated from the inside. Millions of pearls wasted. But the damage wasn't just virtual. To stay competitive, players shared accounts. You let the American pilot your ship while you slept in Europe, so the ship was online 24/7. But when an alliance shattered, the password didn't always change fast enough. We call it stripping. A scorned guildmate logs into your account, sells all your elite cannons for worthless gold, and leaves you with an empty hull. Years of progress, thousands of euros of investment, deleted in 5 minutes of spite. Friendships ended, real-world threats were doxed, the game had bled into reality. The toxicity and the cost broke the human spirit. The casuals left, the whales got bored, and into that vacuum came the bots. If the game demanded you grind for 12 hours a day, players built machines to do it for them. A black market emerged. Why pay Bigpoint for pearls when you could pay a coder in Russia for a script that farmed for you while you slept? The servers became zombie wastelands, ghost fleets sailing in circles, fighting other ghost fleets. The developers tried to fight back. They merged the servers. They forced the remaining humans and the armies of bots into tighter and tighter cages. Mega servers. It was a desperate attempt to make the world look alive. It only concentrated the toxicity. Now, you weren't just fighting your neighbors. You were fighting the entire world in a lag-filled mosh pit. Seafight is still online today. It survived the death of the Flash player. It survived the rise of the mobile gaming. survived its own community. But who's left? It's the veterans. The captains who have been sailing these coordinates for nearly 20 years. They stay because of the sunk cost fallacy. When you have poured the price of a luxury car into a browser game, you cannot simply close the tab, you are anchored to it. They don't stay for the gameplay, they stay for the ghosts. They stay to look at their ships and remember a time when there were warlords, when a group of teenagers could hold a server hostage, when trust was the most expensive currency on Earth. The 10,000 euro jackpot is a memory. But the glitters? The glitters are still spawning, waiting for someone to click.